Alright, hello and welcome to another Marvel Snap deck highlight. Today, we're looking at a super giant Clutter deck. And the deck has two modes. One is an Annihilus package, the other is a Valkyrie package. The whole idea is you set up your board, you then super giant on 4, and then on 5, you play Valkyrie or Annihilus hidden under the Supergiant, and then on 6, you can play your Sentry or your Debris plus Hazmat or your Sentry White Widow, whatever it is that your clutter is, because then your opponent won't see it coming, they can't react to it, and then you can use the Valkyrie or Annihilus to win you that surprise power lane. That's the concept. But then obviously if you don't pull Supergiant, you can still do kind of normal junk things, which is what it's looking like this game may be. I think we just debris and clutter the Craven a little bit. And then we're playing to Valkyrie right currently. So, setting up. I want a Sentry, but I know they have Stegron in the deck, so I'm like hesitant to do that. But it might also be more likely just to Stegron here, bump the rock into the Craven, and then we get -1 here. So. Not terrible possibility.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
And if we pull a Annihilus, but if we just do like this, right, because then we block them out next turn, and then we Valkyrie Demon middle. It doesn't sound terrible. Oh. I still think this is the best play. So yeah, I mean Annihilus might be better, but they could fill right, so I don't love that play line for that reason. I feel like Valkyrie is probably better. It comes down to total power now, for sure. Oh, just kidding. Right, because we played the demon. We played the demon after Valkyrie.
Victory.
We did get a little lucky on the Juggernaut bounce there. Yeah, so... I'm trying to think. I don't know what power they were at before. I don't think Annihilus would have won. So, we did make the correct play. We got a little lucky, but it was the only play that would have also won us the game. Kind of weird that the deck's running Killmonger. I don't fully understand that, honestly. Why their deck running Killmonger. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the idea with the deck. Yeah. Alright, hopping into game 2. So, I just came from a soccer game, and someone brought, it was the last game of like the session, season, whatever you want to call it. Someone brought the Gator Light, the like Pedialyte, not Pedialyte stuff, and it's like thick. I've never had it before. I feel like thick isn't like the right word to use, but like it's like I don't know. It's not like normal Gatorade. It's throwing my brain. I'll lose a card draw to turn off the collector. That's the fucking Maria Hip card. That's crazy, man. Wave doesn't play for us. Weaken Sentry, and then like Sentry, and then like Valkyrie. Human Ray. Usually Lizard loses this right like 1,000,000% of the time. Just Ninja Sentry middle twice, and then we can Valkyrie left. Make him panic a little bit. I'm very confused on what this deck is, if I'm being completely honest. Like, why is... Okay, there isn't... I was gonna say, why is there an anti-venom in this deck? There isn't an anti-venom in this deck. That's why I was so confused by it. What's happening? We're also giving them priority, which is very good. So we can do this after we guarantee win left. And then we're up 16 middle. So it'd have to be like a crazy Kaori. Their Kaori is discounted by 1. So it's a 3 cost. But then what are they? What's my 14? I feel like they play some cards left. Play some cards right. They play some cards everywhere. We win. This is why I love Valkyrie. Like, the potential for Valkyrie is so there. It's just like you need a lot to go your way for Valkyrie to be like a sure lane. And that's what like she has to be worth it. She needs to be a surefire lane. So generally you would use the Void's right, but because of Blizzard's -4 power, we actually would have auto lost if we would have done that. So that's why we had to pivot to a left lane. But we got enough power middle that it didn't really matter that much. Nice. Alright, hopping into game number 3. We do have a decent starting hand here. Oh my god, my fan's getting picked up in the background. My AC's getting picked up again. I just noticed it, so let me try and fix it real quick. It's like on the edge. Chimichanga. Okay, it looks like that's better. So hopefully you are no longer hearing my AC in the background, and hopefully you can still hear me. Those are the important things. I think I'm gonna do this. I'll give them the Iron Patriot card, which I don't really like doing, to be completely honest. But it'll clutter their lanes a bit, and then give me a decent setup for Ray. Okay, they just... Oh no, I was gonna say they filled themselves. We did fill their mid though. So we can play like just sentry mid, and that should win. 9 plus 4 is 13. So it just wins mid. We can Hazmat Negasonic next turn, which would be really good if we can do that actually. If they don't fill the sewer system next turn, so then we'd have they fill. Probably not. Wait, so my brain. As we like lose Goliath. Do we lose to Thanos? We go from negative. Oh, we go to 10. Oh shit, we flipped both of those? Okay. Wasn't really thinking there. We go to 10, they would go to 12. If they just play Thanos, we lose Thanos. Oh, yeah, I botched that, huh? Yeah. Annihilus would have been plus 2 power, so we still would have lost. That is unfortunate. Another game that Valkyrie actually would have won for us. What, Annihilus hasn't won us a single game, but Valkyrie's won. Alright. Alright, hopping into game number 4. Yep. Yeah. That's a good card for them to the 9 card. Probably the card I was most okay with us. We could write Guardian the Shield. But they didn't say Wilson on 2. When we get this. So we can Red Guardian this. Worst case scenario, we hit the Ice Cube. Best case, we hit the... Either way, it's... and then we can just like... Ow. Oh, they can't play into Crimson Cosmos, no? They're like just locked out. So we just leave the Rocket and Groot here. You can only hit one card. You can hit two cards. Play a card. Break the ice. They'll play a card there this game. Break the ice cube. But they really can't get into Crimson Cosmos because of Sarah. So, actually, this. Because this protects the Sentry Bang, and then we can Demon Annihilate. I think that's the. So I'm assuming this is some sort of like Sarah control deck. Is what I would. I mean, like Demon left. I mean, I could be off. This could be what, Surfer? If it's Surfer, they still can't get into Crimson Cosmos. Yeah, because Galactic can't. I'll die on this hill. It still could be Surfer. I don't know. This. We get Goliath and lose. Actually, we don't lose. That's kind of crazy. It's not true. They get Goliath and then play. Also, this Annihilus play like actually like hurts us. Sherry's lab kind of the hood flips. Yeah, they couldn't do anything.
Victory.
The Sarah was really bad in the Crimson Cosmos, and then we're up to our middle, and it was all untechable power. Like Shadow King wouldn't have done anything. They can't Shang, they can't kill Monk. Yeah, Annihilus would have won us this. Gotta give credit where it's. All right, hopping into game 5. White Widow. How do we do? White Widow, Red Guardian, same. We get like Squirt. Are hitting the That doesn't matter that they duplicated there. Give a 4. Right now, kind of okay.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
This gives us an Annihilus play line. It's also just annoying. Move the rocket. Yeah, this was just kind of a clunky hand. We had Valkyrie and Annihilus, but then we didn't get anything. We didn't have Hood, we didn't have Sentry. Really had priority. Not really sure.
Escaped.
Yeah, we'll do one more. Alright, hopping in to the last one. We lost a Mysterio, we lost Rocket Fruit. I was not looking. They lost me. I'm a little concerned about what my deck runs Hood, Sam Wilson, and some sort of Sasquatch deck? I suspect a Misery in the cards for our opponent. I suspect. I don't know. We can just Negasonic right, and then Annihilus on 5. I guess it's not true. Yeah, right. He didn't have right. Ah. Okay, Blessing. Hate here. Out. What do we have? 9 and I kind of want a Red Guardian middle, but I feel like we end up with those. What if we do? Well, that makes my life way easier. Knowing it was there was half the scare. Yeah, so we just flip it back. I think the odds that they move this Rocket and Groot and a Goliath middle are low. I will make the claim. I think it's low. So I think that's the safest spot where we can Annihilus. They have priorities. We're gonna tie middle. We're up more, right? Yeah, we're up 13, they're up 8. That was impressive work to block my Annihilus. Give him that. Creative way to get around the negative line. There's just too much work to have to get around the negative. But yeah, I was very happy with how well this deck performed. I was using it a little bit, had to mix up some pieces to get everything feeling the right way. I think even the stats would support it being a pretty solid deck. 4 and 2 in the video, which is good. We weren't snapping, obviously. IQ aren't really there, but otherwise, all things considered, I'd say that's pretty good. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, comment. Good deck, I'll see you in that.